Hello, comparative religion. So, in the second lesson for this week, dealing with the Greek religion, we're going to focus on the interaction between the gods and goddesses and humankind. Okay. And that's where we get the heroes of Greek religion. Now, in the first lesson, we talked about the fact that Greece is a polytheistic society, that we get a lot of our knowledge, in fact, most of our knowledge on Greek religion from Homer's works, the Iliad and the Odyssey, that gods and goddesses resemble human beings. They have the same emotions, the same feelings as human beings, okay? There really is no focus on an afterlife. The present is what is important, and the fact that there is daily interaction with the gods and goddesses, okay? In this lesson, we're going to look at that daily interaction through the lives of the heroes. Again, I'll try to give you a heads up as far as what notes I want you to take down, but be sure you are getting notes on this presentation as we move through. All right. Now, the first hero that we're going to talk about here is Hercules or Heracles. He is the son of Zeus and a mortal woman. Hera, who was Zeus's wife and also Zeus's sister, gets jealous and sends two serpents to kill Hercules as an infant. Of course, Hercules is able to overcome those servants, and he grows up to be a man, and he is known for his great strength and courage. Okay, in fact, he goes on a series of adventures and carries out a series of tasks. All right, and we talked about this as well. These stories are supposed to demonstrate morality and action. Well, because of Hercules' strength and courage, he is definitely a man of action, right? And is known for accomplishing great feats of strength throughout his stories. You're also going to find Hercules in Roman religion as well, okay? In fact, some of these, not only are you going to find Roman counterparts to the gods and goddesses that we talked about in lesson one, you're also going to find Roman counterparts to some of the heroes that we talk about today, as well as the fact that you're going to find some of these heroes in Roman literature as well. Okay, and Hercules is an example of that. Our next big guy is Perseus. Okay, Perseus is another son of Zeus, okay, and a mortal woman. Perseus and his mother are set out to sea by her father. He is worried that the presence of Perseus is going to anger the gods, so he decides to sacrifice his daughter and his grandson in order to appease the gods. Unfortunately for him, he ends up making Zeus upset because Perseus is Zeus's son. So Zeus is going to punish Perseus's grandfather. Perseus survives, and with the help of the gods, he will save the beautiful princess Andromeda. All right, and we are going to watch a film in class dealing with the Clash of the Titans, which is all about the story of Perseus. So if you get a chance, watch this film, Clash of the Titans, because it talks about the feats of Perseus as he tries to save the beautiful princess Andromeda. Perseus is responsible for killing the cursed woman Medusa. Okay, remember Medusa has snakes for hair, and Medusa, if you look Medusa in the eye, she will turn you to stone. So Perseus is responsible for killing her. He is often associated with the winged horse Pegasus. Okay, in fact, Pegasus will help him in his quest to save the beautiful Andromeda. But that is the story of Perseus. Achilles. Okay, Achilles is from the Iliad. Achilles' mother wanted him to be immortal, so she dipped him in the river Styx, but she held him by his ankle. Only his ankle remained dry and unprotected. And when Achilles dies, it is because he gets wounded in his heel. Okay, that's the Achilles heel or the Achilles tendon. It's in his ankle. And when Achilles gets killed, it's because an arrow strikes him in his ankle, in his heel. He is a hero of the Trojan War. Okay, and there we see a picture of him from the movie Troy. And in the movie Troy, he was portrayed by Brad Pitt. So for those of you that are Brad Pitt fans, ooh, pretty, okay? But that is Achilles. Odysseus was the king of Ithaca. He is another hero of the Trojan War. He came up with the idea of the Trojan horse, okay? the horse was brought in supposedly as a sacrifice, as a gift to the gods. And inside the Trojan horse, there were a bunch of soldiers hidden. And at night, they came out of the Trojan horse and sacked the city. Right? He is cursed by Poseidon to wander endlessly and never make it home. Right? And he will go through again a series of adventures. Now, depending on what source you go to, he eventually does make it home and has to prove himself in a competition there. Okay, and it involves stringing a bow and arrow. He's the only one that can string the bow and arrow. It's his bow and arrow, and he's the only one that can do it. And when he does that and fires off an arrow, people know, oh, it's him. Okay. At one point in time, he will fight the Cyclops, Polyphemus. Okay, Polyphemus is the Cyclops, but he will be fought by Odysseus. And the Odyssey is all about Odysseus' journeys after he's cursed by Poseidon. Theseus was a famous king of Athens. Okay, he is the son of Poseidon. He fell in love with the daughter of Minos. Okay, Minos was the king of the island of Crete. And Minos, in order to protect his daughter, instructs Theseus to fight the Minotaur. Okay, and Theseus will be successful in fighting the Minotaur and escaping the labyrinth, which is where the Minotaur is kept. And not only will he save himself, but he will save his love in the process. Okay, because he fell in love with that daughter of Minos. Now, those are the big heroes. Now, again, in each one of these stories, we see incidences of morality. These guys are always doing the right thing. They're being loyal to their king. They're being loyal to their state. They're being loyal to their loved ones and to their families. And they are accomplishing great feats of strength and showing great great courage. I mean, think about going against the Minotaur, which is this big half man, half bull creature, okay? Going up against Medusa, saving Pegasus. These are not easy feats to accomplish, but these heroes are able to do that. Now, we've already talked about the fact that Greek religion requires daily observances, all right? And we've already looked at in the first lesson I mentioned, because we have all these gods and goddesses that are in control of all these different areas of life, you want to keep them happy, you want to pray to them, you want to sacrifice to them, things like that, all right? So there's a lot of daily activity going on. The temple, and there are temples to each one of the gods and goddesses. Within the temple is going to be a monumental statue to that god or goddess. Each city-state is going to have its own god or goddess to pray to. We've seen that from Mesopotamia, okay? We're going to see it again here in Greece. So there's just a lot of religious activity going on a day-to-day basis. One of the most important sites of religious activity was Delphi. Now, Delphi had a big temple to Apollo, all right? And there was a huge statue of Apollo in the temple at Delphi. This is where we're going to combine those two terms, divination and oracles. Oracles were the prophets that could divine the future. And again, you're going to find oracles at just about all the major temples to all the major gods and goddesses. But the most famous was the one at Delphi. And the oracles would divine what the gods and goddesses wanted people to do, wanted the government to do, wanted the city-state to do. They would use that technique of divination where they read signs and they see omens or they sense omens and then communicate with the people about what the gods and goddesses wanted. So that process of divining the future is divination. The people that are going to do it are the oracles. Okay? And you're also going to have other religious leaders, like you're going to have priests and things like that. But the ones that communicate are those oracles. And like I said, you're going to find them at most of the major temples in Greece, the most famous of which is the temple to Apollo at Delphi. Okay? Well, that wraps it up for Greece, okay? Be sure you've gotten the notes down on these heroes and things like that. Remember, there is no specific assessment dealing with the Greek religion, but this material will be on a larger assessment for the polytheistic religions. When we get back after spring break, we're going to be talking about the Romans and Roman religion.